In 2024, I graduated from IU Indianapolis with a bachelor's degree in communication studies. And yes, as per the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about it from my own experience if I think it was worth it after the fact. Short answer, not really. No. Um, First, I'm going to talk about the communication studies, like department in general and what I learned, and then the job market since I've been graduated with just that bachelor's degree. So, I went to what was called IUPUI. Now it's IU Indy, and it is IU Indianapolis. So it is a downtown. It's in the heart of Indianapolis, and it's a college. And communication studies is in the liberal arts school at IUPUI. Now, I really did not learn anything in 4 years. I will be completely honest. Now, am I going to sit here and blame the department and teachers? Not entirely. Not entirely because I didn't really ever try. I didn't ever pick up the textbooks and actually read it. I would just scribble down the bullshit that I had to scribble down to get through with a good grade. But at the same time, how could someone who have not learned anything got A's and B's in comm classes? You would take a class and basically all the class would be is like literally you'd have one weekly discussion post, like type three things you learned this week, type three questions you have. That was all you had to do for this entire class and then show up. And what I learned was nothing. The teacher would just kind of like yammer on about nothing. And it really made no sense to me. It was super hard to follow. It was super boring. It got nowhere. It was not interesting at all. And I would just kind of write down three things during the class that I could write, and then three questions that I would bullshit Sunday at like 10:30 p.m. And then that was it. And I would have a good grade. And then the final was the same thing, except I think it was like name one thing from each chapter that you learned. And yeah, that was it basically. So I just went through my old discussion post and picked other people's and reworded it and did it. And honestly, when I'm saying this out loud, like it's on me. Like I chose not to learn, and that's stupid because I was paying for this degree. So, you know, yeah, is it worth it? No. But like I did it wrong. You know what I mean? Like there's probably kids that were in the same class as I was in the same department who really got a lot out of it. And maybe I just took some of the wrong classes, but overall my communication studies classes were the classes where I learned the least. I had other classes as you have to for college. I had like a TV producer class that was really fun. I had an anthropology class that was really cool. A couple of religion classes that I hated, but like I learned things in them. These are the classes where I really learned nothing. It was a very, very liberal group, very, very liberal professors. Cool professors, like I liked them, like they're fine, but I just genuinely didn't really learn a whole lot of things that really I could transfer over into the workforce or make me more valuable or increase my skills. I got into the communications degree because I like to speak. I like to public speak. I'm good at debating and convincing people and understanding what my audience needs to hear to create the correct message and make who I'm talking to understand what I'm saying. I can craft a message for their ears specifically. And I thought I was good at communicating. And in my head, at an 18-year-old, I thought if you're good at speaking to people, then you can do anything. So I'm going to get this communications degree to increase my skills in speaking. Never took a public speaking class, never even really learned about presentations or talking. It was always just like about comm theory and things like this. I did write a lot of papers, so I guess my writing skills increased. But honestly, like I didn't really try on them, and I would get like an 82% on most of my papers from just like riffing off the top of my head. Yeah, I mean, I regret it a little bit, like not actually putting a lot of effort in, but I just feel like when you're in the mode that I was in, where you kind of like lost faith in the degree and lost your care, and then you're at a spot where you got like a year and a half left, you're like, fuck it, let's just graduate. I don't really give a fuck anymore. And I really think that's how like 90% of kids are in their respected majors. Other than like a STEM degree, a lot of people are just like, fuck it, dude, I just need to graduate already. I don't give a fuck anymore. So, yeah, I definitely fall into that category, and it kind of sucks in the long run. But like, yeah, the communications degree itself, I really don't feel like I learned a lot. I really don't think it increased my skills in anything. I don't think I have any communication skills that other people don't have because I took these courses. Now, going to college itself taught me a lot. a lot socially about how to be an adult, responsibilities, time management, relationships, friendships, living on your own, getting groceries, living downtown, paying for parking, like all these different types of things, dealing with landlords and rent and all these things. I learned a lot of life skills in college, like a lot. And we didn't live in dorms. I lived downtown Indianapolis for like 2, 3 years. So I really learned a lot of life skills because you didn't have a college town. You had a city, a major city. That was it. There was no college town bars. It was actual clubs and bars of downtown Indianapolis. That's where you went. So like I learned a lot of life skills from that, but I didn't really learn a lot of transferable skills through communication studies, you know, degree program. Now to where I'm at today, a couple years after, and how the communications degree got me a job, maybe, kinda. I guess I got this job at this like shit ass company, where I was just doing sales over the phone. And this company is known for hiring a hella new grads. They pay you 60,000 a year to just make phone calls all day long, and then their turnover rate is super high. So I worked there for like 4 or 5 months, stacked up some money, and I got that job probably easier because I had a college degree. But there were people that worked there that did not have a college degree. So did it help? Maybe. Did it matter? Maybe not. Now I got hired at another sales job, which is significantly better, is where I'm at now, and I'm making more than I was making at that job. But most of the people I work with there don't have a communications degree. They had sales experience. Now I got sales experience maybe because I had a degree, but that degree could have been in anything. So far my professional life and career life, the degree has done nothing really. Um, Now, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate, but I really don't feel like I learned a lot in those communication classes. I just learned a lot from being an adult in college. Being in college has taught me a lot. My car broke down several times. I had to move several times. I lived with somebody who overdosed. I actually have a whole video about that. So I fucking had to figure that out. I had a lot of different weird things come up and do things and learn things. And I had a serving job downtown Indianapolis at a restaurant. I bartended for a little bit as well. So like I had a lot of life experience from college, but communication studies wise, I didn't really learn shit. So in my opinion, no, the communication degree is not worth it. Now, if you go to a different school, at a different department, you might have some better luck for sure. I can't speak for everybody that went to my comm department. I can't speak for all comm departments across the country. I can't speak to any of that. I could just speak to my experience. And in my experience, I was not pushed, and I really didn't learn much. That's just how it is. I could just barely pay attention, get an A pretty easily, which is basic stuff. And at the time, I realized this degree is extremely easy. It is probably the easiest degree. If for some reason in 2025 you're about to go to college and you want to go to college just to get a piece of paper, go for communications. It is so easy, genuinely so easy. I'd never tried. Like, you know how in high school they're like, oh, that shit won't fly. You'll have to really study and buckle down. Yeah, never really had to do that. I had to grind out some papers for sure, but I don't even really remember having exams. Com, we didn't really even have finals. You would have like a project that you worked with people and you would easily just get a B no matter what you did. So I don't know. Is it worth it? Yes and no. My experience, not so much, but also like I didn't give it my all to learn. And that's on me because like I paid for this. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to talk about that. Deuces.